Good evening, folks, and welcome to the Toon Review. It is our first Premier League match review of the season. Looking back at yesterday's point at Villa Park as Aston Villa and Newcastle tie 0-0. Lots to get through on the game. Lots of news off the field as well to talk about. And, of course, the signing, another one through the door, announced this afternoon. But thank you, everybody, for tuning in. As usual, if you do enjoy tonight's show, please give it a like and please subscribe if you're new. It is completely free. All we ask for is that you hit that notification bell so you never miss when we go live or when we post a video. You can become a member of the Toon Review by hitting the join button just underneath us as a way of supporting the channel. We've got some members' prizes to give out this week, so you need to be a member to be in it. And, of course, Super Chats are available by hitting that $sign at the bottom of the live chat, and that will guarantee your comment to be read out live on this show. I am joined tonight by Meow Muckers, Alex and Billy. Good evening, fellas.
Good evening.
Good evening to the Toon Review Massive, the Magpie Massive, and all you fantastic people out there in Viewerland.
I mean, that wasn't as real, like...
Yeah, come on, Billy.
Yeah, that was...
Do it again. What was that?
It was very dull, Billy.
It was... Good evening to the Toon Review Massive, the Magpie Massive, and all you superb, fantastic, spondicious people who are out there in Viewerland, watching us, watching you, watching us. There you go.
Wow. Much better, Billy. Indeed, much better. Right, we'll start with a bit of a positive because Newcastle have announced the signing of this man. Jacob Ramsey is now a member of the Toon Army, signing from Aston Villa. We believe around £39 million or whatever it is, plus a few add-ons. Alex, a very, very good signing.
Yeah, it's a fantastic signing. We've got a 24-year-old English midfielder who's been very highly rated for the last 3 or 4 years. Maybe a couple of not quite reached his potential so far because of some foot injuries and the emergence of Rodgers in that team as well in Villa. But definitely the right club for him to try and get back on track. Eddie Howe is perfect to develop this kind of player, and it will definitely compete for places in the midfield because behind your Bruno, Tonali, Joe Linton, you've got Miley developing and Willock who's injury prone. So Ramsey to come in and fight for a first team place and be a different weapon to Joe Linton as well is just going to be fantastic. So yeah, some really, really good acquisitions so far this window. Alanga's young, Ramsey's young, Malik Chow is young. 3 players that we can develop can be a lot better. So really, really positive. We just obviously need to put the cherry on top by getting some strikers through the door.
Well, I mean, Billy, if you believe, if you read some Newcastle fans' tweets yesterday on X and things like that, completely writing off Anthony Alanga already, calling him St. Maximan 2.0 and all of this garbage.
With Alanga, yeah, madness, really. I mean, he's not gelled in with his teammates. But as far as Jacob Ramsey goes, for me, it's the perfect signing because he fits the bill character-wise, he fits the bill technical-wise, he fits the bill physical-wise, and he's also hungry to get better and improve and get himself into an England squad. So I'm really impressed with the signing. I think he's a really good player. He's caused us so much problems in the past.
He has.
He has all those attributes. He's got all the attributes that you want in a midfield player: physicality, technical, pace. Got a goal in him, box-to-box midfielder. Yeah, he's perfect. And he wants to improve, and he's hungry to improve, and he's ambitious. I think it's a fantastic signing. Nothing wrong with that. He's going to be something special for us.
Yeah, really like what he said as well, Alex, in his interview, that once he knew Eddie Howe was interested in him, it was a very, very quick signing. So he already holds the manager in high esteem and the club as well. Although we know he's a Villa fan, that's irrelevant. He's a professional footballer, and he sees Newcastle as that ideal place where he can take his game to the next level.
Yeah, he's essentially parroted what us and most of the fan base have been saying all summer, that it didn't really make sense that the players didn't want to come because this is the place to progress. There's not really been a standout player that Eddie Howe has not gotten better performances out of. I mean, Chris Wood, we moved on because we wanted to. Target had huge injury issues and just hasn't really... And we signed him as a slightly older player anyway, to be fair. So, apart from a couple of weird exceptions, he's progressed absolutely everybody he's signed. So it's night and day. It's very clear. And he said what we all know to be true, that it's a great fan base, a great club, a great city, Champions League football this season. Obviously, there's been some departures from our squad, so it's kind of right for him to come in and challenge as a 24-year-old, because Joe Linton is now, I mean, it was his birthday the other day, so was that his 30th birthday? Could be wrong. It may
he's
be
around that. I'm not 100% sure, but he's around that. So yeah,
it's about that. So for Ramsey, it's a good time to come in. Really, he's going to be good depth and rotation, and he can definitely work hard and cement his place as a midfielder in this team for years to come. Hopefully,
I think if
29.
he's 29 apparently, yeah. Well, you know what? Yesterday, Billy, was apparent where we need our next signings to be. The lack of a striker. Now, don't get me wrong, Anthony Gordon worked his arse off yesterday. I've watched the game back again, and he did. He worked his arse off, as did everybody. But it's clear that we need Gordon in his favoured position, and we need strikers.
Yeah, he's not a natural striker. It didn't have the nous and the sixth sense of where to be, as most fantastic strikers do. I thought he did really well in the role he was in, given that it's not his role.
Yeah.
And with a bit of luck, might have got a goal. It's only the keeper getting down late to save a long shot from him. Stopped him getting on the score sheet. But having said that, he did have chances where he could have, a proper striker probably would have scored. Maybe a bit selfish at times. Maybe a bit panicky in front of goal. Maybe not so good in the air either. He's had a couple of headers that have got flown over the bar. But all in all, his press was fantastic and his work rate was outstanding. And on a different day, he could have got a goal. It's only, as I say, it's only the fact that their reserve keeper had an outstanding game that stopped him scoring.
Yeah. Well, of course, Alex, he gave an interview after the game on the pitch, Anthony Gordon. I haven't got that one. We will hear from Dan Burn and Eddie Howe, but very positive in his interview and talking about the unity that's there. We'll talk a little bit about the players. Maybe I did a video earlier on saying, were they calling out Isak in their interviews with what they said, talking about the unity, and it was, the harmony was disrupted a little bit early doors, but they came out fighting yesterday. And I think they gave us all a surprise, Alex, by the way. Certainly we started the game because we were by far the better team in the first 15 minutes and probably the first half, actually.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. With around, I think it was like 17 minutes in, we'd had 8 shots to their 0.
Yeah.
Lion's share of possession. We were creating chances from outside the box, inside the box, front post, back post, corners, set pieces. It was all sorts. Through balls for one-on-ones, Alanga being a prime example. So it was everything but scoring a goal, which is why it's got me quite excited, because I think I haven't really said this. I think we mentioned this very briefly during Matchday Live. But being as everybody's back here for the review, I think the media have done a great job of spinning the narrative and getting us all in a panic as a fan base. When in reality, we're still a really good team.
Yeah, we are.
We're just missing, fair enough, we are missing a very key component to that, which is your centre forward. We've lost 2. So absolutely right. It is not all dandy. However, for Aston Villa, an absolutely fantastic side. Having Tielemans and Onana and McGinn, we had no issues in that midfield. None at all. We played a really good, balanced game, combative. And it's great to see the lads in the interviews very level-headed, especially with the crazy summer that it's been.
Yeah.
And as for Anthony Gordon, I can't fault Anthony Gordon. He's not a centre forward. He's not got the right attributes to play in the way that we want to play in that position. But he's a menace. He obviously got the red card for Konsa, and he himself was just outrageous. I mean, he had what was it, like 7 shots on goal? He tried, some of them blocked, some of them whatever it was. He put in an absolute shift. So he needs to play out wide. As soon as he went back out wide, he looked a little bit better. Tried his shot when he was a little bit frustrated. But yeah, I can't really fault anybody yesterday. Nobody at all. Everybody played really well.
I think Anthony Gordon, I'm not sure why he's going for this 1970s Wimbledon tennis player.
It's fine. We'll let him go with it if he thinks it's funny.
He just wants to grow his hair, doesn't he? Billy, well, yes. We said in commentary yesterday that certainly throughout the first half, we were very, very surprised about Villa, because we expected them to come at us very, very quickly, being the opening day of the season, all of that. And they didn't. We pressed really high on them, and they just couldn't string a pass together. And obviously, I think Emery did the job, what he was needed to do at half-time, got them in and probably bollocked them. But we made it very, very difficult for Villa to even move around the pitch.
Well, this is exactly the point. We just didn't allow them to play. They fed on scraps for the first 45 minutes. The press was so violent against the back five. And in the end, they'll just give the ball away left, right and centre in really high areas of the pitch too. I wouldn't say it was as much as they were poor. It was just you didn't allow them to play that first half.
Yeah.
You didn't allow them anything, any space, any time. The only one that really competed the first half was McGinn. He was probably their best player. So, yeah, I thought the way we approached the game, and it's not something we saw coming because obviously we all predicted defeats.
Yeah.
We'd gone from pre-season negativity and took it into the game, which, you know, where Eddie Howe's concerned, probably a silly thing to do, but we'll learn by it at some point, I'm sure.
Yeah, we will. But hey, you know, credit to us. Villa won't to come away with a point from Villa Park. Not many teams will do that this season. I'm guaranteeing you, it's a very difficult place to go. And you know, obviously, it was the first game of the season. We didn't know how it was going to turn out, but I was impressed. A couple of super chats. Graham Sinclair says Jacob's a cracker of a signing. Zach Plays is a new member of the Toon Review. Thank you, Zach. Welcome to the members club. And Adrian says, not disagreeing that Gordon isn't a seasoned striker, but he clearly said in his post-match interview on TNT that he sees his future playing more centrally. He did say that, but I mean, is that any giveaway, Alex, about the Isak situation? Maybe our players have been told something that, you know, we haven't.
That's a very loaded question there, Paul.
Well, absolutely, because I feel like you're the man to answer these loaded questions.
Well, I don't know what Eddie Howe has told his players.
No, I know that.
However,
but what I'm saying is it possible that, you know, with him saying playing more centrally, does that mean that, you know, he's going to play a lot more this season as a striker, especially if we only get one in?
Well, yeah, if that's the case, if we don't recruit adequately, which may not be, it might result in that without. Yeah, yes. To answer your question, yes, Anthony Gordon might be playing centrally more, for other reasons and other factors beyond our control. The fact that he has stated several times, and you're not wrong, that he just clearly want to or likes to play up front or as a striker or centrally. However, we're going to earmark this. It's quite curious because it seems pretty obvious we're in for a few strikers. The plan was to recruit originally. It was Ekitike or Pedro, João Pedro in to play with Isak or to compete with Isak. So the plan at the beginning of the summer was no, Anthony Gordon is not going to play central because we're going to have two players that are going to play central.
Yeah.
So unless that's changed all of a sudden, I don't know. It is a weird one. Unless there's a progression plan for him, it is a bit odd. It is very odd because I personally see him more as a wide player, unless he's got aspirations to play in a new system when we recruit, maybe play alongside or behind a striker. Don't know how that would work. I'm not sure if he's got what it takes to play as a 10 in the way we need it in the Premier League, sort of as the nippy counterbalance. He's very much a sprinty wide player for me. So it is what it is. If that's where he wants to play, I mean, to be fair to him, he got like 7 shots off yesterday, but there was a lot of the other parts of a centre forwards game that weren't there, like competing for the long balls and there's just a lot of stuff. Some
of the runs. You
know, we criticised Isak for a lot of stuff physically, even when he was a goal machine. And Gordon can't even do half of that. So yeah, it's just one of those.
It is. By the way, thank you for all the comments on the last video on my new background. That is all down to Fez, our graphics guy. He is working miracles. He is in progress of doing different ones for all the hosts if they want to use them. So we will, a big thank you to Fez for that. Chippers, I know it's our first game, but against 10 men, we must take advantage. Not having a go just feels like we could have had more. I think we did have a go. I think we did, but, you know, there was tired legs out there as well. Let's not forget that. It's first game of the season.
And that's the Villa defence performed manfully. They
did, yeah.
For everything. You know, you got to give their back four a bit of credit and the goalkeeper.
Yeah, the goalkeeper made some great saves. The back four, they were throwing. I mean, you know, Matty Cash gets a lot of grief, but my God, he threw himself in front of some shots yesterday. One from Barnes on the volley. That was without doubt going in the far side of the net for me. and it was a brilliant block. Mark says, I know this is off subject, but just wanted to absolutely laugh my ass off at Newton Heath and their new players. Yes, the ones who knocked us for that shower of shite. And Sesko, how comfy was the bench? Well, I'm sure you were delighted with that result, Alex.
Oh, indeed. What is it, 70 mil from Burmo and 60 for Cunha, and both.
I think Cunha, to be fair,
attackers.
Cunha and Mbeumo looked really good, actually. I think they're gonna be a force, but we'll see what happens.
Still didn't score.
No, they didn't. You
look at the table, though, in 15th, which seems to be their natural position.
It does, yes.
Yeah, I mean, it's carrying on from last season, isn't it? So,
yeah. Enjoy. Dave Bannon says, so other than Visser, which centre forward would you three go for this window? Dave, I don't know. I think we spoke about them many, many times. Ramos has again stated that he's staying at PSG, so that probably isn't going to happen. We'll see. We'll see what this week brings. Nick Thornton says, Visser will be away with AFCON, so we need 2. Well, unless Gordon plays there while he's away at AFCON, it's an option. However, 2 players that were brilliant yesterday for Newcastle United were the centre-backs. There've been a lot of questions about them. Obviously, with Malik Chow coming in and Botman, they were both on the bench yesterday, and Shea and Byrne played Billy. And I have to say, they were magnificent yesterday, both of them.
Yeah, I mean, that's to be concentrating for the whole game because Aston Villa were playing those little dinks over the top. Yeah, Shea and Byrne just wouldn't have any of it, was they? So, yeah, I thought Shea was back to his best again with his fantastic crossfield passes, defensively really solid, and Byrne again covering for left back at times, making some great challenges. Both of them in fact, most of the back four were fantastic. Even the weakest one of the 4, Livramento for me, had a decent game. So all good.
Well, on the left back situation, guys, just to update you, Lewis Hall played a full 90 minutes today for the under-21s. So he's got 90 minutes in his tank, and Park played as well. I think he was brought off at about 70-odd minutes.
I didn't get to see that. I didn't know it was going to be streamed until after it was finished. I was gutted.
Yeah.
I hope there's going to be an option to watch it back.
Yeah, so there you go. So it's positive news all round. But before we hear from you, Alex, we'll hear from Big Dan Byrne. How do you get the... Oh, there. Sorry. Let me see. Allow. Where we at here? Share. Right. Can we see that?
Yes.
All righty. Well, let's hear from Big Dan Byrne after the game.
Dan, how did you see that one today?
Yeah, I thought really good performance. I think we've been to Villa a few times and been done. So we spoke about that. We really wanted to sort of set the tone today. I think obviously there's been a lot of external noise around the club, and we wanted to sort of prove people wrong. We've been wrote off, which I feel like that's just every single season. But I feel like when we do that, we always sort of come together and raise our levels, and we did that. Maybe we didn't have that final end product that we needed, but I thought we got into some great positions, sort of controlled the game well, and sort of dealt with that pretty well.
What is the group like at the moment? It certainly looked like a together group, a focus group. Is that reflective of what you're seeing?
I think it's tighter than ever. I think we've worked really hard to sort of get that team spirit. We've played together for a lot of years now, and we said it before, I don't think anyone's done anything at this club without each other. Nobody's done anything by themselves. I think it's been a real sort of team effort, and we've always had success from sticking with each other and pushing each other. And we're sort of onto the Liverpool game now, which I'm sure will be a big game.
A point to build on, a clean sheet to build on. Could have been even better though. Obviously early chances and against 10 men for 25 minutes or so. Yeah.
I think Villa did well going down to 10 men. They put people behind the ball. I thought we got into some good positions. As I said on another day, we could have scored a couple, but I'm more happy that we got into those positions and we had them rather than we're not creating chances. So I thought, to a man today, everyone played really well.
Now, what I would like to say on that, guys, is that the comment about have you guys muted your mics, by the way?
Yes.
But you can. Oh, right, you're back now. The comment about you don't win anything as an individual at this team. We're at this club. You were a team, etc. I found that, Alex, to be a very, very interesting comment.
Yeah, it's an interesting choice of words, isn't it?
Uh-huh.
We will never know whether that is a direct comment about Alexander Isak or whether it was just. It's one of those, isn't it? Where are we looking for this? Because we often say things like this, right? About the team, the players will say it, the manager will say it, the journalists will say it. Is it that we're looking for it? That it sounds like it's relevant to that? Possibly, possibly not. I mean, we always talk about you've got to play as a team. You don't win anything as individuals. You've got to be a group. They've said this previously, so it's one of those things. And we do have a Scouser in the chat. Pay the money.
Pay the money. When he said it, though, and then he sort of moved on to the Liverpool game, the smirk on his face, the whole team, I think, can't wait to get at Liverpool on Monday. I really do genuinely think that the lads will be.
Well, yeah.
So
we just need to not get red carded because I think they do want to snap a few of them, but we've just got to be very, very careful and play our own game. So, but it is nice to have the two centre halves in good form. Still, Liverpool have got some world class attackers. So it's not going to be easy by any means. However, we just beat them in a final. Let's not forget, and we did score a goal without Alexander Isak. It was Big Dan Burn who put the first one past them at Wembley. So all things considered, we can step up. It doesn't have to be him to do it. We are a competent and a good enough team. You know, we got 20 wins in the Premier League last season, which matched. I think it matched Chelsea. I think Arsenal also got 20 wins. Man City got 21. So we're capable of winning the same amount of games as these teams. Without the striker, fine. We'll just have to put up with it. But it's one game. I think we've got the character to dig in and be able to do that. And Fabian Schär alongside Dan Burn as well. Like you said, really, really good performance from both centre halves. Fabian Schär actually profiled as our highest. What am I trying to say here? Got the best stats of the game. Yeah, the highest rating. So. Yeah, it was really good from both. And by the way, Paul, on SofaScore, I've got a little stat announcement. They've actually added some new data points for the season, which is quite interesting, which I will be referring to. So anybody who did listen to the Patreon will have already heard this. But they've added a top speed metric per player, a distance covered, and number of sprints. So we do get to have a look at sort of speed, work rate. So instead of just talking about, he's quick and he's slow, we can actually give you proper data and say whether it's true or false when we're doing match reviews. So Dan Burn is not that quick. He's quicker than Bruno, though, which is concerning.
Biffed by Adam West said, if Gordon or Schär was man of the match, we'd get a result. Good Deal says, need to make a swap deal of 3 players plus cash in exchange for Isak with any of the big teams. Have excess players, i.e. PSG, Chelsea, Juventus. I'd rather he didn't go to the Premier League. I think we'd all basically be happy if he went abroad because he's going to get an absolute mullering when he comes back to this football club in whichever shirt he's in. Dan says he can guarantee the ref will be a cartel fan and will call fouls and pull cards every time we put in a tackle because they know the hurt is coming. Yes. Certainly. Yeah, I agree with that. Right, let's hear from the manager. Now, I don't know who runs the X account for Newcastle United, but they've done Sir Eddie Howe no favours at all before this video starts, before you hit play. He looks like he's been on a night out with one of the Gallagher brothers from Oasis. It's unbelievable. So here we go. Before I press play, I mean, dear God.
It's not a good freeze frame for Eddie there, is it? Bless him.
It's a terrible freeze frame. I mean, if ever you're going to put an interview with your manager up, I mean, he looks like he's had a few bottles of whiskey before after the game.
Whoever the admin is on the website, sort out a thumbnail. Jesus Christ, poor Eddie.
That's Freddie Flintoff at the 2005 Ashes celebrations.
Yes, absolutely. Steve C says it's Billy's face when Stato monged out about new data points.
Oh, I already knew him, mate. I already knew him.
Right, here we go. This is Eddie Howe.
Eddie, firstly, focusing on the performance, how close was that to what you were hoping for and expecting on the opening day?
Yeah, no, it was. I thought really good first half performance in particular. I thought we were everything we wanted to be: aggressive, intense, played with control, really good in duels. Yeah, I couldn't be prouder of that first half performance. Second half, we didn't start particularly well. but then recovered and dominated the second period of that half.
With how good the performance was, then does that make it a little bit disappointing that you've only got the 1 point to show for it, particularly with the early chances and being up against 10 for sort of half the second half?
Yeah, I think so. I think we're slightly disappointed that we didn't get the result we wanted, as in the 3 points, but I can't be negative today. The players stood up, thought they were magnificent. I think they were really good mentally, because I think when you come here, you know it's going to be a difficult game and you've got to choose how you play, and we decided to be really brave with our approach, and the players have to deliver that on the pitch, and I thought they did. From minute one, I thought we were imposed ourselves on them, and yeah, it was only the goals that were missing, and that's the disappointment, but can't fault the effort of the group.
When you talk about mentality as well, Dan Burn has sort of spoken about wanting to prove people wrong, maybe people who's written the club off. Did you sense that from the players today?
Yes, to a degree. I think we have to use any motivation that we can, and I think it's been a turbulent summer media-wise. You know, we've taken a little bit of stick, and you sort of understand the narrative that's been created. But I think from our perspective, we had to try and use that, and try and use anything that can elevate our mindset, our approach, and the way that we respond. And really, we're going to be judged on what we deliver on the pitch. Today was a really good start to that. We've got a long way to go. We've got 37 massive Premier League games ahead. But certainly coming here, which we know how difficult it is from our previous games, it's a very good first one.
So, Billy, Eddie talking about, about the difficulties over the summer, kind of smirked at that as well. If you were doing the interview there, when he said we were talking about it yesterday, about the second half, and he said we were slow to start the second half. I would have loved the interview to say, why do you think that is, Eddie? Because it keeps happening, and just see what Eddie's thoughts of it.
Yeah, it's not like it's a new thing. It happened lots and lots of times last season. The press just falls off. We've just had a 15-minute break, so you'd expect there to be some kind of press after half time.
Yeah.
It just falls off, doesn't it? And once you do that, you allow the other team to play, and they were obviously getting high in our territory for certain while. But they didn't create any problems for us, I don't think, apart from one header that went straight at Nick Pope.
Yeah.
But still, the actual kind of way the game was being played changed, didn't it? And Aston Villa took control for a good 20 minutes, I would say.
Mm-hmm. Alex, what did you make of that? I thought what he said, managers can come out and say, oh, we were magnificent. You kind of scratch your heads. But I think given the circumstances, I think everything that Eddie said there was correct.
Yeah, it's interesting to hear him confirm. Well, he used the words, the narrative that had been created externally. Yeah. So there is obviously a general consensus that there's been an effort to upset things. Not necessarily on purpose, but it's definitely been a really good clickbait summer for the press, which is a byproduct of that. It is to unsettle the club significantly. So, yeah, using it as external motivation to be more together as a team and perform better on the pitch and be unified is definitely the right way to do it. And that's exactly what they did. So, Eddie was all about that when he came to the club, putting posters up about belief and what they want to be in the away dressing rooms, in the training ground, everywhere. So it's definitely the way forward. It does seem to work. So,
and Billy, I think this is where Eddie loves this kind of thing, doesn't he? Because it's a kind of us against the world mentality, and we've seen that many times from Eddie Howe, or heard many times that he I think him and the squad, they do react well to this when it's like, oh, Newcastle, this Newcastle lad. And he's like, well, let's go out and just screw them all.
I think he creates his own siege mentality at times because it's a massive plus for the squad and the way that they perform together as a unit. Without a doubt, what's happened over the summer, he's used as a plus point for how we went out yesterday as a united squad. And, he's fantastic at it. His man management is second to none for me.
I think, it's just teams pundits write us off very, very quickly. I mean, look, we thought we might lose the game tomorrow for what's gone on. And that was particularly the only reason. They they responded so well. But how many times do we say that? You know, we're all thinking, oh, this is going to be a really difficult game for us. Yet the players, they bounce back every time. It's great to see. Olusola with a super chat said 20 wins with our squad is unbelievable. If we have half of the cartel spend, we could be champions. Oh God, I mean, if we could spend what we want to spend, we'd be right up there. But we can't.
Well, that was 20 wins last season without first team additions.
Yeah.
So if we weren't constrained by PSR 12 months ago, last year could have been even better.
Yeah,
but we weren't able to do that. So
we were.
And they always say if you don't improve your squad, you don't add to it, you go backwards. Mm-hmm. Well, we didn't improve our squad and actually went forward. So
yeah,
that's how good it is.
Yeah, absolutely. Now we've got a snippet of an interview from new signing Jacob Ramsey in a second, but actually we're going to do it now because I've done the super chat, so it doesn't really matter. And then we're going to do the player ratings. So we'll talk about each individual player. As we normally do, and hope you guys take part in that as well. Let us know what you score the players. Do you agree with us? Probably not, judging by how our player ratings go from time to time. But anyway, this is Jacob Ramsey. It's about 50-second snippet of his interview on signing for Newcastle United.
I think I'm a quite physical player. Like to get stuck in, and hopefully I can show the fans that. I know how passionate they are, especially playing against them. So yeah, it's good to have them on my side.
You mentioned the gaffer earlier there. What other elements convinced you that this is the right place for you and for your future?
Yeah, obviously, when I look at the squad, I know quite a few of the players. I'm not an England international at the moment, but I think if you look at the squad, when the players have joined this club, they weren't internationals, and then the managers made them into much better players, and they've gone on to play for their country. So that's the main thing, and just how they develop their players. For example, look at Anthony Gordon, Lewis Hall. Over the past 2-3 seasons, they've made massive progress. I think I'm a quite physical player.
So that was Jacob Ramsey, and interesting that. I think Alex, he really believes in Eddie Howe, doesn't he? It's clear from that little snippet there that he believes he can come to Newcastle and Eddie can raise his game to that international point where he can become an England international. He mentioned Anthony Gordon, he mentioned Lewis Hall, of course, there's Dan Burn as well, etc. Livramento. This is a place where Jacob Ramsey believes he can take his game to the next level with the help of Eddie.
Yeah, absolutely. Again, it kind of makes it weird, and I know the interviewer in that case isn't going to be provocative, but I wish he'd have asked the question: why do you think that other players haven't shared that same view this summer?
Be nice to know, wouldn't it? Yeah, it's
not even a subjective thing. Like you look at Bruno, was kind of on the periphery of the Brazilian team. Is now one of the first names on the team sheet. Joe Linton broke through into the Brazil squad.
Yeah,
everybody, Dan Burn broke through into the England team as well.
Mm-hmm.
This has happened to probably, you need more than 2 hands to start counting the players that have progressed and then got international teams as well. So I don't think I think it's he's got references and he's got form for this.
Yeah.
If I want to stand a good chance of this happening in my career as a 24-year-old, this is the move I've got to make. So absolutely, it's the Villa midfield is packed. It may be a bit stale for him there. I don't know if there's any Villa fans in the chat. I mean, please elaborate on why that is. Is it that Rodgers is ahead of him in the pecking order? Maybe, I don't know. However, he'll definitely get a chance and a fair crack in a black and white shirt. So I just wish more players shared his view, because I think it is the most logical view and it's factual based on what Eddie's done with all the other previous players. So yeah. Well done, Jacob. You've made a smart choice, and welcome to the team.
It's nice, Billy, that he referred to some of his new teammates, isn't it? As if he hasn't just come in blind to the situation. This is why he's joined the football club, to become a better player and to repeat what Eddie's already done with certain players within the squad.
Well, yeah, he was part of a European Championship winning squad with Anthony Gordon, so obviously got good memories with him. He's played with Tino and Lewis Hall at youth level also, so yeah, it's always good to have a bit of familiarity, isn't it? It's helps you settle in quicker as well, and as well as his girlfriend being a Geordie lass, that'll help him as well settle in. So it's a great move for him. It's great. It's the perfect move.
By the way, Elliot Anderson, absolutely outstanding.
Oh, what a
from
pass.
Forest today. Man of the match again today. Just brilliant. Just brilliant.
What a pass, that through ball. Christ,
Incredible. Absolutely.
Kevin De Bruyne makes that. You never hear about at the end of it.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, that's always been the case, though, hasn't it, Billy? However, mind your predictions for Premier League champions, Billy, kicked off their season today and could not break down Crystal Palace.
They were lucky. They should have had a goal. They should have lost again.
Yeah.
There was a goal disallowed for, I don't know why. It's ridiculous.
Strange.
I'm not happy with my prediction as well, because every single person's been putting Man City as 3rd and 4th in their predictions. I'm sorry. I think they look fine. I don't think there's anything wrong with Man City at all. Rangers looks ridiculous.
I was just about to mention him, by the way, Alex. I think he could possibly be the signing of the summer. He is an absolute star player.
Who else but Rayan Cherki, the prince that was promised, who we wanted, and the commentary going, "Oh, all of the Premier League clubs have been swanning around him for years," and no, they haven't. Fulham bid like 15 and it all went wrong like last year. Nobody wanted him. Nobody was willing to take a risk on him. So all that is nonsense. It never happened. And City have ended up with him, and he's a freak of nature, as you can see. Reinders and Cherki look like they're not trying. They look like they've got a margarita in their hand and they're playing on sand. It's ridiculous. They are so good.
Yeah, they could actually be so strong this season. John Cook says, have to fix the second half syndrome. It will be costly if we don't. Solid performance, though, and plenty to build on. And James Elliott's been a member for 5 months on the channel. Thank you, James. We will finish 5th no matter what happens. True believe in Eddie Howe 100%. Yes, we'll believe in Eddie Howe. Let's just see how it goes. Right, let's move on to the player ratings. Get in the chat, guys, and let us know what you are doing for the players. It is out of 10. You can do 0.5 this season again. We don't want Alex in tears again, so we've kept the 0.5 in. So it is up to 10, of course. So, Billy, we'll start with you on Nick Pope.
Yeah, very solid. Control of his area. Come out and claim some long throws and crosses. Never looked in any danger. Controlled his box pretty well. Just one erroneous kick, I remember.
Yeah,
but good with the ball in his arms. His throw-ins, throwing the ball out, he's probably as good as anyone else is kicking. So why he doesn't do it more often, I don't know. I'm going to give him an 8. I thought he was outstanding.
8. Alex?
I'm going to go a bit higher. I'm going to give him an 8.5. 3 saves from inside the box, a couple at point-blank range. Had to be really on the ball. The run-outs were really, really good as well. The sweeping, the timing of it. Absolute perfection, did what he needed to do. He's made an absolute calamitous mess of several of those situations in pre-season and tightened it up for the first game of the Premier League. That's fine. It's what we want. That's where it counts. Apart from a couple of dodgy kicks, it was fewer than normal. So I'll go for the 8.5 because he really did protect the goal very well, which is what he's there to do.
I've gone 8 as well. I thought he's commanded his box really well. Cleared the ball well, distributed well, apart from once, as Billy says, it went into the stands. There was once, though, when the ball bounced between him and Fabian Schär, Billy started laughing because I'm sure Billy thought I was going to come out with one of my Pope quotes, but I didn't. But I must admit, just a little bit of poo might have came out because I was panicking that something was going to happen there, but he didn't. He did it well, and he caught the ball. So, 8 for me. Okay, Billy, onto the right-hand side, onto the right back here, and Trippier.
A typical Trips performance, wasn't it? Defensively solid. Got us on the front foot as well going forward. Didn't give the ball away very often at all. Thought he had a very, very good game again. So I'm going to give him an 8 as well.
Okay, Alex?
Yeah, I think 8's fair. Covered a lot of ground. Doesn't really seem like age is catching up with him too much. I don't know if it's that he's adapting his game. He did half the sprints of Tino Livramento, but I don't know. I remember us in commentary, maybe even a couple of seasons ago, commenting on his legs and his pace. And it doesn't really seem to be concerning me at the moment because he seems fine. I don't know if something's changed.
I think he reads the game well, Alex, and that makes up for his loss of pace. I think he reads the game very, very well.
it's definitely improved because and even when he does put himself in situations, the timing of his standing tackles and those moments are really, really spot on as well. I'll go with an 8. I thought he was really, really solid.
I've gone 8 as well. I think absolutely for what we've written him off before, and he's still there. He's still doing it. He's still got it, and a very, very, very important player in our squad. You know what we haven't done, guys?
Man of the match poll.
Man of the match poll. So right,
Thank you, Stewie, for reminding us all.
Absolutely. So what happens is we will pick a player each to go on the poll, and then we'll do a combined one. We can only get 4 on at the moment, so as usual, we'll do 4 players. Alex, who's yours?
I'm gonna go with Tonali. I'm gonna go with Tonali.
Tonali. Okay. Billy?
Fabian Schär for me.
Schär. Okay. I'm going to put Dan Burn in there because I thought he was superb again yesterday. Now, we need to put a combined one in between the 3 of us, guys.
It's a funny one, this one, isn't it? Surely it's either Pope or the fullbacks, no? Unless you guys think one of the front 3 deserve it. I mean, Barnes was quite good. Didn't result in anything.
First half, he was out of it second, though. I mean, he didn't really do much in the second.
We need a poll for the poll.
How about we put Trips in? I think Trips deserves to be there. I think he had a good game yesterday.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's a coin toss between the rest of them, but yeah, put Trips in. It's fine.
Yeah. Okay, there you go. The poll is up for man of the match, guys. Is it Tonali, Schär, Burn, or Trippier? Yeah, Gordon worked hard, but had he scored, then it might have been a different kettle of fish. But that's it. So get your votes in, guys, for man of the match, and we'll continue with the player ratings. And Billy Tino Livramento.
Yeah, he was kind of targeted by John McGinn, who I thought was Villa's best player, and didn't give him a moment's of rest. Really, McGinn, he was on his ankles all the time, and that would at times he lost the balls in strange places and in bad places for us. But on the whole, it was okay. I'll give him a 7.
7, Alex.
I think he was better than that. I know the moment Billy was talking about with McGinn, but I think he largely had McGinn on toast. He won all 4 of his duels, 15 sprints as well. He was up and down that left-hand side like anybody's business. Absolutely rapid. I was fine with Tino's performance, considering I don't think he's up to full speed yet in terms of his match sharpness. He was better than he was in pre-season. I'm going to go with I'll go with an 8. I thought he was really good.
8. Okay.
I mean, they didn't really give us any bother down that side, did they? Wasn't overly worried. It was just balls over the top.
Graham Sinclair says can't see the poll. Well, it's definitely up there because people are voting, Graham. It's pinned in the chat. So not sure why you can't see it unless you're watching on a big TV and you can't see the chat. That might be the problem. I've gone 7 as well. I agree with Billy. Mark Sheehan says Gordon did everything yesterday but score. I think you're harsh, Paul. Hang on a minute. Didn't I just say that? He worked really hard.
Yeah, it's that we can't put everybody in the poll, unfortunately. I mean, we will have a look into trying to do a.
Yeah, we are trying to do a sort of app thing where people can vote on there, but that will come. That will come. The poll is up, guys. I'm not going to keep repeating myself. If you're watching this on a big TV, then you'll need to sort of go onto a device or something to see the live chat because it is pinned in the live chat. People are voting. I can see it right in front of me. It is there.
Did you say Paul then?
I deliberately did, Alex, because somebody put Paul. And
I'm confused as to why this is contentious. Is it not? A poll is a poll, right? It's POLL when you're voting for stuff.
It's a poll, Alex. It's not a poll. It's a poll.
A poll is when you're voting for things.
I'm not getting into this again. I am not getting
into
this
wrong?
again.
Have I been using the wrong word my entire life?
No, it's the right word. She's pronouncing it wrong.
It's pronouncing it wrong, Alex. It's not poll.
But they're 2 different words. They're 2 different words. A poll is POLL where you vote.
Yes, but it's pronounced.
Poll.
No, it's called.
No. Extend the
when
word.
You vote, Alex,
when it's got an E on the end.
No,
it's a different word.
Alex, When you
Yeah,
vote,
you've had your chat with this. This
no,
is my
no,
time to
no,
explain it.
no,
I'm so
absolutely not.
confused.
Right?
They're
When
two
you
different
go
words, guys.
vote, it's called a polling station, not a polling station. Am I right,
Polling
Billy?
station. It's called a polling
It's a
station.
polling
You're just
station.
saying it
No, it
differently.
isn't. No, it isn't. It's a polling station.
It's a polling
Nah.
station, Alex.
Nah, it's P-O-double-L. It's
Oh.
P-O-double-L. You're just
It is
saying it
P-O-double-L,
wrong.
but
That's
it's
not my
pronounced
problem.
No, we are not.
It's
Alex,
not. It's not.
99% of the chat
Anybody
are
north
agreeing
of
it's
Junction
pronounced.
16 in the Midlands is going to say it the wrong way, I'm afraid.
No.
There is a right way to
He's
say
having
it.
a go at you there, Billy. I listen.
I am as well.
Everybody,
It's Billy's
everybody
fault,
is
so-
putting in the chat, Alex. It's pronounced as Paul, as in.
No, it's not. There's a difference in English. People speak the English differently. There's different accents,
So, Alex,
different dialects.
let's take my favorite road, shall we? The M6, right? Do
It's
you
a toll
say,
road.
oh, it's a
toll.
toll or it's a toll?
It's a toll. Because
Oh my God, Billy,
That's
I can't
literally
deal with
how
this
it's
shite on this
spelled.
show. I
Should we
cannot
put the
believe.
poll up?
Shall we put a poll up? Yeah. That's
So, Alex-
that's literally what it is.
Alex, what do you say when you sort of?
Look, guys, I know that Geordies say poll, and that's fine, but Paul is trying to tell me that categorically everyone else is wrong.
I'll say
There are-
poll.
people are allowed to say it differently based
Alex,
on
the
region,
whole
right?
chat is saying you're wrong.
Yeah, because
the
they're
whole
all
chat-
Geordies.
No,
Most
they're
people
not.
are going to be Northern watching this channel,
They are
aren't they?
not
So
all
of course
Geordies
they're
in the
gonna say
chat. We have
poll.
viewers from all
Jesus
over the
Christ.
world who say Paul.
Yeah, because
It's
most
definitely-
people
it's
here are
definitely
going to be
Paul.
Northern, obviously.
No, you are wrong.
You know,
Alex.
when you do a gamble, you do a forward roll.
Oh my
in your
God.
case, that's
I'm
It's
not
a forward
arguing
roll,
with
isn't
facts.
it?
Do
I'm
you
afraid.
do
We'll
you
move on,
roll?
we'll move
Hang on,
on.
Alex. Do you roll over in bed or do you roll?
Do you want
Different
your
words,
dog
mate.
roll?
Different pronunciation.
Do
Different
you
pronunciation.
do you call it a sausage roll or a sausage roll?
Yeah, that's
It's
pronounced
spelled the
differently.
same.
It
It
doesn't
is,
matter.
it's
The
not.
people pronounce
Anyway,
things
let's get on
differently in
let's get
different
on-
areas.
let's get on the players.
Yeah, there's people. They're like, John, I'm in Scotland. Paul is correcting. I mean, A, that sentence is atrocious. B, yeah, because you're more north. That's how people
Exactly.
say it when they're north. People in the south say it the way I say it. That's just
No,
how
they
it works.
don't.
They do. There is no right or wrong answer. It's just
So,
accent. That's
Why
all it
do
is.
so even the MPs say polling station, Alex? They don't say, "Oh, let's go to the polling
I
station."
mean, they don't. But let's
They
move
do.
on. Let's move
Anyway,
on. Jesus
Anyway,
Christ.
yes. Dan Byrne, Billy.
Yeah, excellent game. As I say earlier, his way of covering for the left back and getting over and making last challenges. You know, he did it in the cup final fantastically. He did it yesterday a couple of times.
Yeah.
Sometimes a bit dodgy in the air, but we'll take that away from him. I thought he had a really good game. I'll give him an 8.
8. Alex.
Big Dan Byrne deserves a very good mark. Yeah, he was solid. He definitely didn't really let any of the Ollie.
Alex,
Mute
you muted
yourself,
your
Dan.
mic. He's
You
back.
still hear me? I think my mic.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was a few instances where he got left on his own to deal with situations, which was a little bit concerning. But he dealt with them very well. He stood up well. Good speed. Aerial duels as well. 6 out of 8 was fantastic. A couple of cheeky long pass attempts as well that didn't come off, but I didn't mind them. I thought he spotted runners. He tried it. I've got no problems with that. It didn't quite work, but yeah, no, I need to give him a mark. I'll go 8. I'll go 8. I thought Dan Byrne was really good.
8. I've gone 9. I thought he was outstanding. Some of the tackles when he came across, but like you said earlier on, Billy, covering the left-hand side and making those tackles, and he had to time those tackles to absolute perfection. So, yeah. By the way, I just seen a comment in the chat said, "This is typical TTR." It is. That's hopefully why you like watching us, because we can go off on a tangent about anything, but that's just the way we work. But yeah, I think Byrne was outstanding yesterday. I really do. Biffed by Adam West says, Paul, as a pod host myself, brilliant as always. Thank you very much, mate. Andy Toon Hunter, Stato, it's a poll. Dave Bannon says, scone or scone. I know what he's trying to say there, but I won't say the other word because it's just not apparent. It's not a word to me. That's right. Thanks, Billy. It's fucking not a scone. Andy Toon Hunter, just telling you again, basically, Alex. Charlie says, Susie Dent just rang. It's a vote. Michael McIntyre with a super sticker. Thanks, buddy. Brian says, in the USA, everyone says Paul.
No. Don't. He's
Oh, so he's going to argue with he's going to argue with the
He's written it
Americans now.
phonetically for you. He's written it phonetically for you, and you still said it wrong.
No, I didn't.
Well, what does OH say, Stowe? OH
Is
is
it-
O, isn't it?
Ah, yes, Billy, you've got him. You've got him.
Move on.
Nick Thornton says, I'm from South Wales and it's pronounced Paul. Anyway.
You're in a different
let's
country. You don't count.
Can't believe it. Satisfaction.
It's down in the valleys. Fabian Share, Billy.
I'm going to give him a 9.5. I thought it was outstanding.
Yeah.
A couple of long shots maybe that didn't go anywhere near the goal, but he even did one with the last kick of the game that we were laughing at on the page from his own half.
Yeah.
That screwed about 20 million miles wide, but I thought he had an outstanding game. Back to his best, and 9.5 for me.
I mean, Alex, what was really funny was that set piece when he came together with Dan Burn and they totally hashed it up. And Dan Burn was smiling. But Fabian wasn't exactly
Fabian
impressed.
was
No.
He was furious. It was Fabian Scher's ball.
It was.
He'd
I
been
agree.
absolutely robbed there. He was the one who peeled off, bent the run, with eye on the ball, and Dan Burn just comes out of nowhere and just takes it off him. Yeah, it was ridiculous, but one of those. And Fabian Scher, 6 out of 6 aerial duels as well. He won everything in the air, and he was really solid. Better distribution as well from him. Some decent long balls. Probably, yeah. I'm now happy with Fabian Scher. I was really nervous about going into the season with him.
I think we all were.
But he's been really good in pre-season, but that doesn't always mean.
But I think it'll be good having Malik Chow there as well, Alex, as a challenge.
Absolutely,
Because
yeah,
he knows
now
he can't drop off.
exactly now we've got a rotation option. Now it doesn't matter because if Fabian Scher has a couple of stinkers, he's got competition. We've got Malik Chow and Lascelles potentially, although I'm not sure Lascelles is going to be able to get back up to a reasonable standard. We'll have to see. But yeah, he was probably arguably our man of the match. Obviously, that'll be down to the poll, but we will wait and see.
What did you score him? Sorry,
I'm gonna go 9.
9. Yeah, that's what I've gone for as well. I thought the two of them, Bernard, they looked very, very good together, and hopefully the challenge of having somebody to actually challenge that position brings them on and keeps them on the toes, that they can't drop a level because they'll be replaced if they do drop the levels. Right, Billy, Sandro, Ternali.
Words can't express what he does for the team. Just everything, doesn't he? He just covers every blade of grass, wins physical challenges, passes the ball with such fantastic technique, beats players with a drop of his shoulder, lots of pace. Yeah, it's just an archetypal Ternali game. And in a game where we felt maybe we may get overrun in midfield, our three competed and actually dominated it for a lot of the game. So I'll give Ternali a 9.
9. Alex?
I'm going to go the 9 as well. I think the stats do him dirty. He didn't win too many of his duels, but it settled. It prevented attacks. It allowed other players to come in and assist and block passing lanes, assist in the duel. There's things that some of the basic stats don't show you, and Sandro does those so well. His technique, his tenacity. Yeah, that is a monstrous midfield that Villa have got. We did not at any point get overrun, and it was largely down to Sandro just being an absolute machine. Billy's seen a ghost.
Oh, I thought
I've just seen someone break the finger on telly, and they've had a real close with it. Ooh.
Oh my goodness me!
Oh, lovely. 9 for Sandro. I thought he was outrageously good.
Yeah, 9 for me as well. 9's across the board. By the way, just to let you know, tonight is the last opportunity you will have to vote for the Toon Review in the Football Content Awards for 2025. All the information that you need is right at the top of the description for the show, i.e. what category to put us in, the link to go and vote. It is all up to you guys this year. The judges will read exactly what you've put on your voting forms. So please, 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 if you haven't done so, just keep voting for the Toon Review. It ends at midnight tonight, the voting. So hopefully we'll get into the finals. It's all down to the judges this time. So it's at Elland Road this year. We're hoping to make this will be the 3rd year in a row we'll have made the finals, and hopefully in the right category this time, because I have sent a little email off to one of the guys who runs it. So we'll see what happens with that. But please keep voting for us, guys. It's very, very important that we keep those coming in to try and get us, and maybe, just maybe, try and come away with some sort of trophy this year. Just Morg is a new member of the channel. Welcome. Thank you very much. Welcome to Members Club. And Samsonite Dove says Cambridge Dictionary says it's pronounced Paul.
Or Powell.
What about the Oxford
I'm
one?
not saying Powell. What about the Oxford one? Big Tank. I've got no idea what this means. Should I start pronouncing Liverpool as Liverpool or Liverpool? I say Paul. It's just how it's pronounced, and I'm in Texas, USA. Anyway, I voted in the poll. Big Tank, thank you for your super chat. It's too confusing for me for a Sunday night. Mervyn, I agree with Alex. I'm from the Southwest. Dave Bannon says breakfast, dinner, and tea. Yes.
Well, I voted in the poll, so he did.
And John Football Bad has sent in a super chat as well. Thank you very, very much for that. Right, next player is Bruno, Billy.
Yeah, I mean, people are going to criticise Bruno for losing the ball, and he does do it at times, but he's always trying something. And if he didn't do it, he'd be a very plain Jane player, wouldn't he? Sometimes the communication isn't there where he needs to shout telling that there's people behind him or approaching him, and sometimes he clearly don't get those. He doesn't get those shouts. But on the main, yes, I thought he led the team well. I thought he got us forward again. He's scheming. He's always going to do that for us. And while he does lose the ball occasionally, he just offers so much more than that. So I'll give him a 7.5.
7.5. Alex?
Yeah, he was good. He was part of the midfield that didn't get overran, so he's got to take a lot of credit for that. But I don't think it was his best performance. I think he's definitely got another couple of gears. Him and Livramento both, although were quite good, I think they can both go up 1 or 2 gears. Bruno definitely can do more than that.
Yeah,
A couple of slips, a couple of misplaced passes. I'd like to see a little bit more from him, especially creatively. Now we do have Tonali in the team, and we've got a more competent defense. I want to see Bruno let off the leash a little bit with through balls, dinks over the top, reverse passes. He's got it in his locker, and it potentially was what we needed to try and break the deadlock. So I'll go with a 7. Which I feel like might be a little bit harsh, but I do expect a lot more from Bruno. He's high standards for him.
What did you go for? Sorry, what was it, Mark?
7.
7. Yeah, I've gone 7 as well. The only thing that worries me about Bruno is he still tends to, he's holding on to the ball around the penalty area again, and he lost it a couple of times yesterday. It just seemed there was once where he turned in midfield and we tried to break, and he was just. I mean, pace isn't what Bruno's all about. We know that. But he got caught up very, very quickly. I just wish he wouldn't sort of try and hold on the ball and do that little spin and hold the player off. Because, yes, he gets free kicks for it at times, but other times he doesn't. But again, I agree with what you said, Alex. I mean, this guy's quality, and I have no problem at all with his performance. And he's got gears to go up, which can only be a good thing for the team.
Indeed. Well, to back you up, speed-wise, he was the slowest. He had the slowest top-end speed of any of our players yesterday in 26.8 kilometers an hour. So, but we know that. We know he's visibly slower than the others.
Clearly. Right, Joe Linton, Billy.
Yeah, it's a strange one to mark because didn't really see him much, but he was obviously doing lots of work because we nullified their midfield and physically, obviously, he was involved and. Yeah, again, it's just a tough one to mark, but I'm going to give him a 7.5, same as Bruno.
Okay. Alex?
Yeah, I'll go 7. I think that's about fair. He deserves a lot of credit for the midfield work. 4 out of 6 ground duels. He was putting himself about. I think he was a little bit unfairly booked because there was a lot of tackles flying in from everybody.
Yeah, exactly.
And I think it was his first foul.
First
I think
tackle,
he only did 1 foul all game. So I think he's at that point in his career now where he's got a reputation. He touches someone once. Whereas John McGinn did nothing. And I'm sorry if there are Villa fans in the chat, but John McGinn did nothing but scream at the linesman, scream at the 4th official, scream at the referee.
That's what he
several
does.
Fouls.
That's what he does. That's his
saying things went the wrong way and didn't get in the book. Whereas Joe Linton got a yellow card for it was quite a bad tackle, to be fair, but it was his first tackle.
I mean, Luca Digne did about 4 or 5 and didn't get booked.
Yeah, it definitely. I think it was definitely slightly unfair. And Digne didn't get booked at all in that game, so ludicrous. But I did expect a little bit more from Joe Linton in other areas. I could have done with a bit more, maybe driving with the ball, maybe helping out on the left wing, or just something. It didn't quite happen for him. Maybe didn't appear as much from set pieces, because we saw a load of him against Atletico Madrid from set pieces, and that wasn't really utilised as an attacking threat from set pieces against Villa, which is really weird. We've gone with completely other options, and I think Ramsey will be a breath of fresh air, because when we're lacking technical quality in that position, not that Joe's not technically gifted, but I feel like it's probably one of his weaker points. He's definitely better at driving with the ball and physicality. Ramsey offers something slightly different, so. Yeah, I'll go with a 7 as well, same as what Bruno got.
I've gone 6.5. I thought he was quite disappointing first half. I thought he did come into the game a lot more, but I agree what you say, Alex. After what he did against Atletico Madrid, I would expect him to be making more powerful runs into the box. We didn't quite see that, which is disappointing me, because obviously Joe Linton is one of my favourite players, and is he up to full fitness yet? I don't know. He's had his injury problems in the past, but again, it's first game of the season, and I'm sure. Listen, he will be a beast against Liverpool, because he'll be fired up for that, and hopefully snap a few Liverpool players in the fairest way possible, of course. Anthony Elanga, Billy.
First half, I thought it was outstanding. Digne totally on toast. Elanga went past him at will, and he was just bringing him down every time he went past him, really. And again, escaped with the other card. It was ridiculous. Should have scored, I thought when he was put through and he had his one-on-one, he should have scored. And had he had not scored, he could have just squared it for Gordon to tap into an empty net. But second half went out of the game, as the whole team did for the first 20 minutes or so. Very quiet. Didn't really wasn't used as an outlet second half, where we probably need him to be an outlet. And
yeah.
I'm going to give him a 7.5.
Okay. Alex?
Yeah, I think a 7.5 is fair. If he'd have scored that goal, obviously it'd have been much higher. It would probably been a 9 or something. But he'll be gutted with himself that he didn't put that away, because that'd have been a debut goal. It would have been fantastic. But maybe he's saving it for his first home game of the season, which would be lovely. Outrageous from him. 23 sprints is phenomenal. Second fastest player in a black and white shirt. I will tell you who the fastest is in a moment when we get to him. And was just an absolute freak. Brought down 3 times because they couldn't stop him on occasions. And he's going to be a really, really good weapon. And it's nice to have finally that depth on that right-hand side, because Jacob Murphy is very reliable and we know what we're going to get from Jacob. But having both him and Elanga is great. So, good performance from him.
7.5 for me as well. But I think this guy's got a lot to offer, and I think will be fantastic for Newcastle. And those Newcastle fans that have been saying, "Oh, he's got no end product," he's not. He has an end product. We've seen it many, many times last season. He has an end product.
17 goal contributions last year in the Premier League.
It's his first Premier League game for Newcastle United. I mean, I've been accused of being negative in the past, but my God, I can't be negative about a player who I'm really excited about, and I think he will be absolute dynamite for us this season. Harvey Barnes, Billy.
See Elanga again. It was very good first half, very dangerous, threatening. Some good balls, some good passes played. I'll give him a same with him. He went out the game second half, but I think that was a symptom of the whole team. What happened at the beginning of the second half? So, I think I'll give him a 7.
Okay. Alex.
I'll go 7.5. I think I want to give him a little bit higher. 4 key passes. I think he did really, really well to stretch Villa. He stayed really wide. He was happy, despite the fact he's not the most he's not the speediest of wide players we've got in our team. He still definitely tried to run Cash down that line several times, and he did really well. Unfortunately, we couldn't get a goal out of it, but I think Barnes did everything he was supposed to do. I'll go 7.5.
I've gone 6.5 for Harvey Barnes. I thought first half really good. He put one cross in, Billy, if you can remember, that went right across the face of goal, curling sort of towards the near post. And if somebody, I think Alanga was really expected to get that, but it just did. I think Anthony Gordon got a little header on it, didn't it? Just went wide, but some fantastic passes into the box. His shooting was off yesterday completely, but we know he's got it in his locker. And again, 6.5 is a decent score, to be honest, for first game of the season. Let's be fair. And I think he's a very, very valuable player to have. Right, Anthony Gordon, Billy.
Well, you couldn't question his work rate. It was outstanding. The press was really, really good. On many occasions, he almost got to the keeper before he cleared it, but did force them into some really bad clearances. So, work rate, you can't fault him. One great shot from outside the box that the keeper got down late to save. But as a natural striker, he's not. He's just not one. He doesn't make the runs a natural striker make. Doesn't get the positions where a natural striker thinks there might be a bit of a chance for him to get something, a goal bound from. But through his work rate, and then when he went to the left after we took Barnes off and brought Asula on, he looked dangerous again. So I'll give him a 7.5 as well.
Okay, Alex.
I'm going to go for an 8. I think he gets a high mark for me. Playing out of position. Obviously, his run that got the Konza red card would have been a goal scoring opportunity. That's why Konza got sent off. So we'll never know whether he would have buried that or not. So he engineered that opportunity by making the run himself. He deserves the credit for that. The shot that Billy mentioned was just tipped round the post. It was a really, really good shot. It was going on target. It was deflected in his favour as well. 23 sprints. He was the fastest player in a black and white shirt. He put in an absolute shift. 7 shots as well. He worked his socks off. He tried so hard to make it work for us. Even tried some little loopy headers. It's not his position. But if we're going to put him anywhere along that front line and he's going to try that hard, 8 out of 10. You know, and as soon as he went out wide, he looked even better. So he's just not a striker. So he definitely needs to be playing. And I don't want to rate him down for the fact that he's being played out of position.
7.5 for me. I agree with Billy. Well, I agree with what both of you have said, really. But I just think he needs to stop being a little bit selfish at times. There was once yesterday, he shot from miles out when he could have played Murphy in down the right-hand side, who was absolutely in acres of space, by the way.
Furious as well.
And he's just got to be a bit more switched on when it comes. But again, first game of the season, it's. I thought just work rate was sensational, especially first half. The closing down, the amount of yards he did was just fantastic. Right, who was first on sub, Alex?
Murphy for Alanga.
Morphy, right? Morphy, Billy.
I thought when he came on, it was kind of the same, just after the sending off, wasn't it? And we did kind of get a bit more control of the game and look more dangerous. But did he really contribute to that? I'm not sure. He was trying his damnedest. He was coming inside. He was going outside, but for little result really. I'll give him a 7.
Okay, Alex.
I'll go for 6. Again, not that he did anything overly wrong, but Jacob Murphy's game is not necessarily 10-man defending a box. It's one of those things. Yeah, 6.
Yeah, 6 for me. He didn't do anything magnificent, but he didn't do anything poorly either. I think you just had so many Villa players defending the area. Very difficult for Murphy to get into the game. Next on was
Miley for Joe Linton. He got 83rd minute, so he got a bit of time.
Yeah.
Not a lot.
Yeah. I mean, Miley, are we just going 6s?
Yeah, I don't remember doing anything, to be honest.
Yeah.
His top speed was 3.5 kilometers quicker than Harvey Barnes' top speed. That's crazy.
Yeah.
I love this stat. I'm going to keep using it.
He's well into this. Asula came on as well, but he didn't have time.
It was in extra time. So,
and despite him coming on late, though, I thought he did really well in the brief time he got.
Shot on target, right? He could have scored.
Yeah, I thought he.
I think it was deflected, was it?
Yeah, he was brought on too late. Let's be fair. I think he should have been brought on 10, 15 minutes before the end. Just to try.
Didn't do anything. Yes, he did. If you're talking about Will Osula had a shot that was deflected, but it was going in the top corner. You can't say that that's nothing.
Yeah,
that is something.
Right, manager Eddie Howe, Billy.
I just felt if he'd have wanted to win the game, he could have been a bit more ambitious. After the red card, he could have took Livermore, brought Hall on. He could have brought a suit. He should have brought a suit on before when he did. So I felt we could have had more chance of winning the game. Had even a little bit more ambition and put his subs on 15, 20 minutes earlier, 10 minutes earlier, whatever. And he didn't do that. But at the end of the day, we'll take a point at Villa Park all day, every day.
Absolutely.
He set the team up totally different how we thought he'd do it.
Yeah.
He went with tried and tested. He trusts them. I'll give him an 8.
Yeah. Alex?
I'm going to go a bit higher. I'll go 8.5. And I'm reluctant to criticise him on the substitutions because there's potentially good reason for that. He wanted to make sure that we didn't overcommit, didn't get done on the counter and throw it all away. Maybe just trying to keep the personnel on, enough personnel on to make that happen.
Yeah.
Just changing it with 3 or 4 subs could maybe have been to our detriment if it had gone wrong. So we'll never know. But I think it was a really brave lineup. I mean, he stated this. We all kind of thought that he might possibly go with a back 5. Not at all. He matched them. He wanted to go there for a fight, and we looked like the better team, which was very impressive. So 8.5. The manager definitely deserves a lot of credit for that.
I've gone 8 as well. I've gone 8. I think he got the tactics spot on. He obviously, nullified what Villa could offer. It's certainly first half. He probably said, right, Villa, everyone's going to expect Villa to come at us early doors. Let's do the reverse of that and let's go at them and let's really shock everybody. And I think they did because Villa just couldn't get going. They couldn't string passes together. We didn't allow them to do that. Yes, it changed a bit second half, but you can't go that for 90 minutes. It's impossible. But I thought, given everything that's happened, I think he deserves praise and absolutely deserves praise. And again, even after the game, the way he spoke, absolutely dignified from Eddie Howe. He's just tremendous. So an 8 from me. Right, let's see how the man of the match vote has gone. Right,
is it vote? Might be vote.
Yes, how the vote's gone. Right, what do you reckon, Billy?
Share, I think.
Share. Alex, what do you reckon?
Muted.
Your mic's off, mate.
I voted pretty early on in that when you first posted it. And I voted for Fabian Schär purely just because he got the highest rating. I probably deserves it. But it did seem like there was a lot of love for Tonali that I was not expecting. I think he just gets a lot of love because of how he plays football. So I think it probably should be Fabian Schär just based on data. But it wouldn't surprise me if Tonali's managed to sneak this one.
Yeah, but the thing is, Alex, fans who watch the game don't necessarily vote on data. You know what I mean? So
I know they don't because Tonali's just got whatever that is. He's got it, hasn't he? So
yeah, absolutely. The man of the match for the Toon Review viewers was Sandro Tonali with 40% of the votes. Wow. Second was Dan Byrne with 32% of the votes. Fabian Schär with 24% of the votes. And Kieran Trippier 4.
Not enough women voting now, clearly.
Oh, yeah, for Fabian. Yeah. But listen, tremendous. Thank you, everybody, for watching the show tonight. It's been fantastic. Thank you all for taking part in the player ratings, etc. A massive well done to the Newcastle United fans for their support at the ground yesterday because...
oh, dearie me.
Yes. Camel hoof, camel toe, everything will be needed to get Isak, matey. Anyway... the Newcastle fans, absolutely brilliant. Of course, linked up with the Villa fans to sing about the Premier League. I thought that was fantastic. And of course, didn't sing at all about Alexander Isak until the end of the game. After they'd applauded the players, then they made their feelings known to Alexander Isak. There's only one greedy bastard. So I thought that was superb from the Newcastle fans as well. But thank you very much for your super chats and memberships. Please don't forget to vote for us in the Football Content Awards. That closes at midnight tonight. All the information is pinned at the top of the description for this show. Thank you to everybody that has voted for us so far. We really, really do appreciate it. We're back tomorrow. There'll be no breakfast show in the morning because I am dropping my heart monitor off and the dog is at the vet's for a checkup. So I haven't got time. But there will probably be a new show during the day. And then, of course, we're back with the live tomorrow night at 7. Thank you, Mods. Thank you, Alex and Billy. And thank you to you guys. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday night. And we'll see you soon. Ta-da.
Away the lads and lasses.
Come back and check out the green.